Welcome to the King's Queen. Here we teach you how to master your hustle today.
Okay.
We're diving into some business ideas
Okay.
that you can launch with less than $100.
Less than $100. Wow. That definitely goes against the whole you need a ton of money to start a business, right?
I was skeptical too.
Yeah.
We're exploring a YouTube video
Okay.
called 10 Small Business Ideas You Can Start Under $100 as a woman, make money from home.
Okay.
It's from Launch to Wealth TV.
Got it.
And while it is geared towards women, a lot of these ideas I
Yeah.
think can work for anyone.
Absolutely. It's all about that entrepreneurial spirit, no matter who you are.
So one of the first things that jumped out at me was this idea of cash stuffing.
Cash stuffing.
Apparently, people are making serious bank.
Really?
We're talking 6 and even 7 figures
From cash stuffing.
just from this.
That's wild.
It is pretty wild. The video spotlights someone named Jasmine Taylor,
Okay.
who made over $800,000 in a year with cash stuffing.
Wow. Okay, now it's not just about stuffing envelopes, though, right?
Yeah, there's got to be more to it than that.
Right.
What's the secret sauce?
Well, the video talks about a couple things. Like, first of all, there's the visual aspect. People are creating these really beautifully designed envelopes and binders,
Okay.
specifically for cash stuffing. So you're tapping into that whole market of, like, the planner organization stuff.
So it's like taking the budgeting app idea, but making it physical.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can see how that would appeal to people who like the hands-on methods.
And then there's also the whole coaching aspect.
Oh,
People are offering guidance on how to actually use this system effectively. So setting financial goals, breaking bad spending habits, all of that.
so it's like financial therapy meets arts and crafts. That's a unique combo.
It is a unique combo, but hey, it works.
Definitely unique. It shows you how something as simple as budgeting can be turned into a multifaceted business with a little bit of creativity.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's move on to something a little more tangible, shall we? The video also talks about creating and selling T-shirts,
T-shirts. Okay.
specifically for little girls.
Now I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
Isn't the T-shirt market like already oversaturated?
Yeah,
And you're right, it can be really tough to stand out.
right.
But this idea zeroes in on like a very specific niche.
Empowering messages for young girls, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Parents are really conscious these days, especially moms, I'd say,
Right.
of the messages their kids are exposed to.
Uh-huh.
So if you can create shirts with positive affirmations, cool designs that appeal to girls,
Yeah.
you're hitting a market that's looking for exactly that.
It's smart to focus on that specific need instead of trying to compete with every other T-shirt out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson that really applies to any business, I think.
Yeah.
Find your unique angle, target the right audience.
Speaking of finding the right product,
Okay.
the video also dives into Etsy success.
Etsy. Okay.
But not just any Etsy shop. It's about finding products
Right.
with year-round appeal.
Okay.
And this is where good research comes in.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stuck selling something that's only popular for a few months out of the year.
Right. Like Christmas ornaments.
Exactly. The video actually mentions an Etsy seller
Mm-hmm.
who made over $500,000
What?
from just one product
Wow. $500,000.
with over 58,000 sales.
Okay. Now I need to know what this magical product is.
I wish I could tell you.
Ah,
The video keeps that detail a secret,
dang it.
but it emphasizes the importance of choosing products that have consistent demand,
Okay.
things that people need and buy all year round.
So think like everyday essentials
Right.
instead of, like you said, Christmas ornaments.
I guess figuring out what those products are is part of the hustle, right?
Exactly. It's about spotting those opportunities.
Okay. Now, this next idea is one I have to admit I don't fully grasp.
Okay.
Retail arbitrage.
Retail arbitrage. Sounds a little intimidating.
It's not as complicated as it sounds.
Okay.
Basically, it's about finding a product at a lower price in one store
Okay.
and selling it for a higher price in another.
So like bargain hunting, but on a business level.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Imagine finding something for like $10 at Walmart
Okay.
and flipping it for $40 on Amazon.
Wow.
And the best part is you don't need to manufacture anything. You don't have to store any inventory.
That definitely takes the pressure off. But how do you even know what to look for?
Yeah.
It can't just be random.
It's all about research and understanding market trends.
Okay.
You need to know what products are in demand,
Yeah.
where to source them cheaply, and how to price them competitively. There's even tools and software that can help you with this.
So it's a combination of being a savvy shopper and a bit of a data detective.
Yes.
Interesting.
And it's a great example of how you can build a business around something you might already enjoy doing. shopping, finding good deals. Okay, now this next one might sound niche.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Creating and selling wedding planner books.
Ah, tapping into the wedding industry?
Always a smart move.
But aren't those really detailed and time-consuming to make?
Not necessarily. The video focuses on what they call low content books,
Okay.
meaning they don't need a ton of writing.
Right.
And guess what?
What?
You can use AI tools like ChatGPT
Oh.
to help you generate a lot of the content.
So you're saying I could basically ask ChatGPT to create a wedding planner,
Yeah.
add some personal touches like a nice cover,
Huh.
and then sell it.
That's the idea.
Wow.
And brides are willing to shell out big bucks for anything wedding related.
That's true.
Right.
But is there really a market for another wedding planner?
Yeah.
Aren't there tons already out there?
There are, but that's where finding your niche comes in again.
Okay.
Maybe you create a planner specifically for eco-friendly weddings
Okay.
or destination weddings
Mhm.
or LGBTQ plus weddings.
Huh.
The key is to cater to a specific audience.
I see your point. It's about offering something unique and valuable.
Exactly. And with AI tools taking care of some of the heavy lifting,
Right.
it becomes a much more manageable venture.
That's a good point. It lowers the barrier to entry, I guess, for someone who maybe doesn't have the time or the resources to
Right.
create a complex product from scratch.
Okay, so we've covered some interesting ground here.
We have.
Cash stuffing, T-shirts,
Mhm.
Etsy, retail arbitrage, wedding planners,
Yeah.
and we're not even done yet.
There's still more to uncover.
Huh?
I'm actually really intrigued by some of the ideas that leverage personal experience and knowledge.
Yeah.
Those seem particularly powerful.
Me too. Let's dive into those next.
You know, it's fascinating how many of these businesses really just tap into the idea of like sharing what you already know.
Right, like taking your life experience and turning it into a service.
Yeah.
That helps other people.
Mm-hmm.
The video talks about postpartum coaching
Postpartum coaching.
as a great example of this.
Oh, yeah.
New moms are a huge market,
Oh, absolutely.
and there's definitely a growing need for specialized support,
Yeah,
especially in those early months.
for sure.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the physical stuff.
Right.
It's about the emotional and mental challenges too.
Totally. I can see how having someone who's been there and done that
Yeah.
would just be invaluable.
It's about empathy and guidance.
Mm-hmm.
If you've navigated postpartum yourself,
Right?
you have a wealth of knowledge to share,
Yeah.
whether it's tips on breastfeeding,
Yeah.
managing sleep deprivation, or just dealing with that whole emotional roller coaster.
It's a lot.
And the video specifically mentions that postpartum coaching is a particularly promising field for women of color
Oh, okay.
who often face additional challenges and barriers to care.
That's an important point.
That's an important point.
Yeah.
There's a real opportunity to fill those gaps and provide culturally sensitive support.
For sure.
It's about empowerment and representation, making sure that all mothers have access to the resources they need.
Absolutely.
And the video says that some postpartum coaches are even making $900 to $1,000 a day.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
It shows you that there's a real demand for this type of service.
Yeah,
And people are willing to invest in their well-being.
absolutely.
Okay, so another idea that caught my attention was becoming a natural hair consultant.
Okay.
This one's a bit personal for me,
Okay.
because finding a natural hair consultant was a total game changer for my own hair journey.
It's amazing how much specialized knowledge is out there
Right.
when it comes to hair care,
Mhm.
especially for those of us who have been kind of conditioned to think that our natural hair is somehow wrong or needs to be tamed.
Exactly. It's about unlearning those harmful messages
Yeah,
and embracing our natural texture
right.
and having a consultant who understands the science of hair,
Mm-hmm.
who can recommend products and teach you how to care for your specific hair type.
Yeah.
That's priceless.
True.
It's about empowerment and representation.
Well,
And it's no surprise that the video highlights this as a potentially lucrative business.
yeah, for sure.
Speaking of lucrative,
Okay.
the video also circles back to the wedding industry
Okay.
with the slightly more traditional skill,
Oh,
calligraphy.
calligraphy.
Yeah?
Oh, yes, the art of beautiful handwriting.
I've always admired people
Me too.
who can make letters look like works of art.
Yes.
Me too. And apparently there's good money to be made if you have this talent.
Really?
We're not just talking about holiday cards. Here, think wedding invitations, place cards,
Mm.
thank you notes, all those little details that add a touch of elegance.
Oh, yeah. It's about tapping into that desire for something personalized and handcrafted
Mm-hmm.
in a world that's increasingly digital.
Right. And with so many couples looking to make their weddings unique and memorable,
Yeah.
Calligraphy services are in high demand.
Makes sense.
It's a smart way to leverage a traditional skill in a modern market.
Yeah.
And it's a good reminder that sometimes the simplest ideas can be the most successful.
That's true.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different ways to turn your passions and knowledge into a business. But there's one more idea in the video that I think deserves its own spotlight.
Okay.
Building an online community.
Now this is a big one.
Yeah.
This is something that I think a lot of entrepreneurs aspire to,
Right.
but it can feel so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, where do you even start?
The video uses the example of Mylake Teal,
Okay.
who built a successful brand called Myleek
Okay.
by focusing on community building.
Got it.
And the key, according to the video, is to start by offering value for free.
So instead of immediately trying to sell something,
Right.
you focus on sharing your expertise, building trust with your audience,
Yeah.
and establishing yourself as kind of a thought leader in your niche.
Exactly.
Okay.
Myleek started by sharing her experiences as a mother and entrepreneur on social media, offering tips, advice, and creating a space where people could connect and support each other.
It's about creating that sense of belonging and shared purpose.
Right.
People crave connection, and online communities can really provide that, especially for those who maybe feel isolated or underserved.
And once you've built that solid foundation,
yeah.
you can then explore ways to monetize your community.
So this could be through things like memberships,
Oh,
online courses, workshops,
right.
or even partnering with brands that align with your values.
It's a powerful model because you're not just selling a product or service.
Right.
You're selling access to a community,
Yeah.
a shared experience, and a sense of belonging.
It's a great example of how entrepreneurship can be about so much more than just making money.
Yeah.
It can be about building something meaningful, creating connections,
Right.
and making a positive impact on the world.
I love that. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From cash stuffing to calligraphy, postpartum coaching, to online communities. It's clear that there's no shortage of ways to launch a business with less than $100.
What really stands out to me is the emphasis on leveraging your existing skills,
Yeah.
knowledge, and experiences.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need a fancy degree
Right.
or specialized training to be successful.
Right. It's about identifying those things that you're already good at, those things that you're passionate about,
Yeah.
and finding a way to share them with the world.
And it's about being resourceful and creative
Yeah.
and willing to put in the work.
Absolutely.
Entrepreneurship isn't always easy,
Right.
but it can be incredibly rewarding.
Speaking of rewarding,
Okay.
there's one more idea that we need to delve into.
Oh.
One that combines creativity, personal experience, and the potential for high earnings.
Okay.
Let's talk about it in the next part of our deep dive. All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into these small business ideas. And we've saved a particularly intriguing one for last.
Ooh.
Something that combines personal experience, creativity, and the potential for some serious income.
You're talking about those wedding planner books again, aren't you?
Okay.
You seem really stuck on that one.
I admit it, I'm a bit fascinated by the idea.
Uh-huh.
It just seems so simple, yet effective. But no,
Okay.
that's not what I was referring to. We're circling back to the world of natural hair.
Okay.
And specifically, the business of creating and selling those natural hair guide ebooks.
Ah, yes. That's a brilliant one.
Right.
It's like you're packaging your knowledge and your experience into a digital product
Right.
that can reach a global audience.
It's like taking those one-on-one consultations that we talked about earlier
Right.
and scaling them up.
Exactly.
You can share your expertise on hair types, care routines, product recommendations, styling tips, all those things that people are eager to learn.
And what's great about ebooks is that they're relatively low cost to produce.
Right.
You don't need any fancy equipment.
Right.
You don't need a big team. You can create the content yourself.
Right.
Design a nice layout.
Yeah.
And then you just sell it directly online.
It's a great way to leverage your existing knowledge and create a passive income stream.
Totally.
Once the ebook is created, it can generate sales for months or even years to come.
And you can continue to update it
Right.
and expand on it over time.
Right.
Add new trends, new
Right.
techniques, new insights. Keep it fresh and relevant.
It's like building a library of knowledge that people can access anytime, anywhere.
I love that.
And it taps into that growing desire for self-education and DIY solutions.
Absolutely. people are turning to online resources
Yeah.
more and more to learn new skills,
Right,
to
yeah.
solve problems.
And when it comes to something as personal and important as hair care,
Yes,
having a trusted guide can make all the difference.
absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've explored everything from cash stuffing envelopes to creating online communities.
Right. From flipping thrifted finds to becoming a postpartum coach.
It's amazing to see the diversity of opportunities out there
It is.
for aspiring entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
especially those who are starting with limited resources.
The key takeaway here is that you don't need a ton of money to launch a successful business.
It's about creativity, resourcefulness, and a willingness to tap into your unique skills and passions.
It's about finding those needs in the market.
Yeah.
And offering solutions that are valuable, authentic, and well-targeted.
And it's about embracing the journey,
Yeah.
learning from your experiences and never being afraid to experiment and try new things.
So to our listener, we challenge you to think about your own strengths, interests, and experiences.
Yeah.
What knowledge do you have that others might find valuable? What problems can you solve? What business idea is waiting to be unleashed?
The possibilities are limitless. Till next time, be blessed.